is too long. You could do it with a table saw, excuse me. You could do it with a skill saw or a circular saw, or you could do it with a router. There's two different ways to do it with a router. This is a flush trim bit with bearings on it. So I could either set this on top and decide how much I want to cut off and let this part of the router ride along this rail, or I could set this on the bottom at a specific distance, and these bearings will stop once it hits this rail and they won't cut any more off. So I'm going to let the bearings do the work and not worry about this. So I'll set that up here in a minute. Okay, so I came up with a problem. The rail underneath, so that the guide bearings on the router would ride along that rail. But I found a problem. This handle, when you lift it up, when it's underneath, it gets in the way of the router. So the router stops about here. So I ended up having to run the guide rail on top. So what I did was I decided I need to take off about this much off of this door, about a 1/16, maybe. Yeah, it's probably about a 1/16, because I know the door just barely drags the carpet, the new carpet that we got. So what I did was I brought my router up and I set it right there, and I lined it up with that little notch, and then I brought the guard over. Then I took my router out of the way, marked it with a pencil, took it off, measured it, transferred the mark over here, and then now I know where to put my guide so that I get an even, nice, even, clean line across the bottom. So, goodbye pencil. One thing you want to do when you're doing something like this, especially if it's been painted, there's a lot of mosquitoes out right now, is to tape it off, or else when you run the router you run the risk of chipping your paint, and that sucks. Do the same if you have a table saw, excuse me. The same if you have a circular saw, you want to do the same thing, because you don't want to chip up all that paint, because then you're just going to have to fix it. So, this is called a Bora clamp. I believe I got it at the Blue Box store. Alright, so now it's set. I'm going to take my router and I'm going to cut that little bitty bit off. Okay. That's not bad. I can. Alright, and that's how you shorten a door with a router.